Welcome back. This video is going to be a follow-up on the $50 LEGO flea market bag that I got for $20. If you didn't see that video, I'll have it linking up above. You'll definitely want to watch that one before you watch this because they kind of tie together. That video I left off with everything laid out on the table, kind of showing what was in there, but I couldn't really show it really well without it being sorted, and luckily last night I had some time, so I got everything sorted here and I thought I'd take you through it just to show you what's in there and let you know just how I made out on this deal. Here's a look at the table with everything all sorted out on it, and I will say I was hesitant to make this video because I feel like a whole video about just sorted pieces could be a little boring, but I know a lot of people want these follow-ups. They want to see what I got out of here, and a lot of you are following along with my journey, so this is it. Also, this is it too. This is the non-Lego stuff, and we'll start over here, I guess, just kind of showing you what's in here. You may see a couple Lego pieces like this radar dish here, but some of this stuff is broken, and that's the reason that I don't have it in the collection. If it's too broken, or if there's little nicks out of it, or things like that, there's no reason to keep that in your good Lego collection, and I just take that out. But you can see a lot of connects in here like we talked about in the last video. There, of course, is a lot of Mega Bloks as well. Just a lot of miscellaneous stuff. Not too much garbage per se, like actual trash. Just a lot of mixed things. This you can see is kind of folded over. I always get comments where people are like, you know, that's a Lego piece right there, and it is a Lego piece, but my camera isn't picking it up very well, but there are some nicks and things out of the side of it, and we just don't need that in our collection. There are interesting things to note in here. We've got half of a golf ball, it looks like. There was one minifig torso in here, but it was all colored on and everything, so I let that go, and that's something that I want to talk about. I am so happy that I did not pay $50 for this because I really would have felt like I got ripped off. There's very limited stuff in here in terms of minifigs. In fact, this is all I got out of here. These are some accessories and things, but this was cleared out. The seller, just like I mentioned in the last video, they found all the minifig stuff out of here, took it all out, probably sold it separately, made some money off that, and this is the leftovers. I can say the same thing as well about car pieces like wheels and tires. Very limited stuff in here for tires. Why don't I just dump this out so you can see it. These are what I consider car pieces for the most part. I mean, there's some things in here that are like boats and things and windows. There's a tire, there's a tire, and not a whole lot outside of that, unfortunately. But that didn't stop me from pulling a lot of stuff out of here, and I organized this in a very specific way. If you've seen my previous sort videos, this one here is bricks. Anything that I can relate to being a brick is inside here, and we've got a lot. One thing I want to note is a few of these pieces in here, they're a little rough. They look like they're older pieces. Some of them have, you know, scuffs and things on them, which isn't gonna stop me from putting in there, but the really bad stuff I put over here, and there wasn't that much. Another thing I should point out, I guess, is if you look at the non-Lego to Lego, there's a pretty good portion of this that was Lego, and I'm not too upset about this minor stuff that's in here. But like I said, these are the bricks. Then we come over here, these are the plates. Any plate-like structure I can put in here, even things like this I consider a plate, you know, somewhat modified. Things like this I consider a plate. I try to work these things so in my mind, if I'm looking for a piece, I can say, okay, is it a brick or is it a plate? And that's kind of between those. And then over here we've got slopes. That's pretty simple, but again, you've got some wild stuff in here. Like I considered that to be a slope. I consider these to be slopes. Anything that's not flat, I consider a slope, so it's a pretty broad definition there as well. This next one here is probably the one that'll interest you the most. This is the stuff that was kind of built out of there. I'm gonna dump this out. In here is the stuff that I really can't classify. This is just a lot of miscellaneous random stuff, and again, if I'm searching for something, it's easy to kind of go through this and find stuff. As much as it doesn't look that way, it actually does work for me, and it's not too much. I'll probably go through someday and probably break this down even more. Like, okay, we got plant pieces, we've got, oh, these are some accessories for minifigs too. I don't know why those are in there. I guess I should classify those as the minifigs accessories. I think we'll just put that all together. That's fine. So this is all the miscellaneous stuff in here. Coming forward out here, this is Technic. So anything Technic, you know, the bricks with the holes in the side, pins, anything like that, I consider that all to be Technic. And one thing that I've noticed from getting these kind of hauls like this is that there are always a lot of Technic pieces, I think because a lot of Lego sets have these kind of things, but I kind of classify those as their own thing, so that's all Technic. This bin here, I can't really explain what this is without knowing the technical word for these, but any kind of like the cylinder pieces or the ones that kind of slope inwards at the top there, or these headlight pieces as I call them, they all kind of go in there and I separate those out just to make them a little bit easier to find. Over here, I can't explain this. These are all the tiles. And surprisingly, not a whole lot of tiles in here. I also put those little vent pieces in here. Again, I don't know the technical term for these things. I just call them what I called them since I was a kid. I call these vents. So they're all in there. And then lastly, over here, we've got the even smaller stuff. These are like the little tiny pieces that I like to separate out so they're easier to find as well. But that is everything that came out of here. So now you can finally see what I actually got for $20. And I feel good about it. You got all this mess of stuff over here. You've got your slopes. You've got your plates, you've got your bricks, you got your tiny stuff, you've got your tiles, you've got these things that I can't explain, and you've got Technic, plus a few vehicle related pieces and all this non-Lego. Like I said earlier, I'm happy that I only paid $20 for this. I really can't see myself going anything over that. The last video I thought it was a good deal. Now after sorting through everything, I'm like, nah, it's a fair deal. I really doubt there's anyone that wouldn't say that they pay $20 for everything they see on the table here, but let me know what you think about this. I'm curious to see what you have to say. Like I mentioned in the last video, my father-in-law is always on the lookout for flea market deals for me, so if the next one that pops up, I'll be sure to share with you. I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video, and we'll see you in the next one.